Snakes are among the most fascinating creatures in the animal kingdom, and one of the most distinctive features that set them apart is their scales. These specialized structures cover the entire body of a snake, providing not just protection, but also fulfilling a wide range of essential functions that enable these reptiles to thrive in diverse environments. To truly appreciate the complexity and adaptability of snakes, it is important to understand the different types of scales they possess and the unique roles each type plays. At first glance, snake scales might appear to be simple overlapping plates, but in reality, they are highly specialized, each serving specific purposes. The scales are made of keratin, the same tough protein that makes up human hair and nails. This keratinized layer helps protect the snake from physical injuries, dehydration, and even parasites. However, the story of snake scales goes far beyond mere protection. Broadly, snake scales can be categorized based on their location on the body, their shape, texture, and function. Let's begin by exploring the main types of scales found on a snake's body. The dorsal scales cover the back and sides, forming the majority of the snake's visible surface. These scales are often keeled, meaning they have a raised ridge running down the center, which can help with camouflage by scattering light and breaking up the snake's outline. Keeled scales also provide additional grip when moving through rough terrain. In contrast, some snakes have smooth dorsal scales, giving them a glossy appearance and making it easier for them to glide through dense vegetation or water. On the underside of the snake are the ventral scales. These are typically much larger and broader than the dorsal scales. Their primary function is to aid locomotion. As the snake moves, the ventral scales grip the surface, providing traction and allowing the snake to push itself forward. This is especially important for terrestrial snakes that need to move efficiently across a variety of surfaces, from loose sand to rough rocks. In aquatic snakes, these ventral scales are often modified to help with swimming. Around the head, there are several specialized types of scales. The rostral scale is found at the tip of the snout, helping to protect the sensitive tissues as the snake burrows or probes its environment. The labial scales frame the mouth and play a role in sensing vibrations and chemical cues in the environment. Supraocular scales sit above the eyes, providing a protective shield against debris and injury. Some snakes, like pit vipers, even have heat-sensing pits located between the scales on their faces, allowing them to detect the infrared radiation emitted by warm-blooded prey. In addition to these basic types, some snakes have highly specialized scales that serve unique purposes. For example, many arboreal or tree-dwelling snakes possess enlarged or modified scales on their bellies and tails, which help them grip branches and move with agility among the foliage. Desert-dwelling snakes, on the other hand, may have fringed or serrated scales along the sides of their bodies, which help them move more easily across loose sand and prevent them from sinking. One of the most remarkable adaptations in the world of snake scales is seen in the so-called keeled scales. These scales have a raised ridge running lengthwise, creating a rough texture that can help the snake blend into its surroundings by breaking up its outline. This is particularly useful for snakes that rely on camouflage to avoid predators or ambush prey. In contrast, smooth scales, which lack this ridge, give the snake a shiny, almost iridescent appearance. These smooth scales reduce friction and make it easier for the snake to move quickly, especially in aquatic environments. Some snakes also possess specialized scales for defense. The rattlesnake, for instance, has modified scales at the tip of its tail that form the iconic rattle. When vibrated, these scales produce a distinctive sound that serves as a warning to potential threats. Other snakes, like the saw-scaled viper, have serrated scales along their flanks, which they can rub together to produce a rasping sound, deterring predators. Beyond physical protection and movement, scales play an important role in maintaining the snake's health. The overlapping arrangement of scales creates a nearly waterproof barrier, helping to prevent dehydration in hot, arid environments. The scales also protect against parasites and pathogens, acting as a first line of defense against infection. When a snake sheds its skin, a process known as ecdysis, it not only removes old, damaged scales, but also gets rid of external parasites that may have attached themselves. The coloration and patterning of snake scales are also crucial for survival. Many snakes have evolved intricate patterns and color combinations that provide camouflage, helping them blend seamlessly into their surroundings. This is especially important for both predators and prey. For example, a green tree python's scales allow it to hide among leaves, while the brown, leaf-shaped scales of a gaboon viper help it disappear among the forest floor's detritus. In some cases, bright and bold coloration serves as a warning to potential predators, signaling that the snake may be venomous or otherwise dangerous. In addition to camouflage and warning coloration, some snakes use their scales for mimicry. The harmless milk snake, for instance, has red, black, and yellow bands that closely resemble the pattern of the highly venomous coral snake. This mimicry can deter predators, who mistake the non-venomous snake for its more dangerous counterpart. The texture of snake scales also varies widely between species and is closely linked to their habitat. Aquatic snakes often have smooth, streamlined scales that reduce drag and allow them to move efficiently through water. Burrowing snakes, in contrast, may have rougher, more granular scales that help them push through soil and sand. In summary, snake scales are remarkable adaptations that serve a multitude of functions, from protection and locomotion to camouflage and communication. The diversity in scale types, dorsal, ventral, head, specialized defensive, and more, reflects the incredible versatility and evolutionary success of snakes. Whether gliding through water, climbing trees, burrowing underground, or basking in the sun, every scale plays a vital role in the snake's survival. By understanding the different types of scales and their functions, we gain a deeper appreciation for these extraordinary reptiles and the intricate ways they have adapted to their environments.